Young and the Restless spoilers reveal Phyllis Summers's daring plan. She is constantly searching for the truth. After the sudden events that happened to her son, Daniel Romolotti, Phyllis is determined to protect her child at all costs. Daniel is accused of killing Heather, but Phyllis does not believe it. She knows Sharon Newman well. This woman has created unexpected troubles many times, and in her heart she cannot erase the suspicion that Sharon is the one who put Daniel in this dangerous situation. Sharon is not someone Phyllis can easily confront. She has proven herself to be dangerous and willing to do anything to protect herself. Phyllis has witnessed this over the years. And most recently, Sharon killed Cameron, who haunted and threatened her family, just to protect her daughter Faith. But now, Phyllis is not just standing on the sidelines. She is determined to go further, to go beyond limits to find out the truth about Heather's death and protect Daniel. With her wits, Phyllis knows she must make Sharon confess to what she did. And to do that, she decides to use a daring trick, impersonating Cameron. Phyllis has long been known for her incredible disguise skills. She can impersonate almost anyone if she sets her mind to it. And this time, she will use that talent to get information from Sharon. Phyllis knows that Sharon killed Cameron to protect Faith, and she believes that resurrecting Cameron's image can make Sharon panic. In Phyllis's mind, Sharon cannot calm down when she sees Cameron alive. That will open up an opportunity for Phyllis to make Sharon confess to her crimes, not only for Cameron's death but also for framing Daniel for Heather's murder. Phyllis knows that getting to Sharon will not be easy. Sharon was smart and cautious. Any move that was too bold could backfire. However, Phyllis had a card up her sleeve. Lucy, her niece, was a close friend of Sharon's daughter, Faith. It was the perfect opportunity to approach Sharon without arousing suspicion. Lucy was familiar with Sharon's house, and showing up there as a friend of Faith's wouldn't raise any suspicions. This would give Phyllis the chance to approach Sharon without having to worry about her being on guard. Phyllis didn't want to put Lucy in this dangerous situation, though. She knew the consequences if things didn't go as planned. But if she didn't act, her son could spend the rest of his life in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Little did Phyllis know that Sharon had not only killed Cameron, but had also considered him an ally in her mind. Sharon often sees Cameron in her mind, appearing in her mind, and talking to her like an imaginary friend. Cameron has become an integral part of Sharon's inner struggle, and she no longer has control over reality with the illusion of him. So when Phyllis, as Cameron, appears before Sharon, she will not panic as Phyllis expects. Instead, Sharon will simply continue talking to Cameron as she always does in her head. For Sharon, Cameron's physical presence is no different than the times he appears in her imagination. Lucy takes Phyllis to Sharon's house, and everything goes according to plan. Sharon greets Lucy with a smile and calmness, not suspecting that Phyllis is standing in the shadows, preparing for her role. As Faith and Lucy go upstairs, Phyllis begins her plan. She stepped out of the shadows, dressed like Cameron, with a cold gaze and a familiar smile that Sharon could never forget. Sharon stopped, her eyes wide with surprise. "Cameron? You're alive?" Phyllis kept her voice low and steady, speaking as if Cameron had come back from the dead. "You never left, Sharon. You've always been here, in my head, and you know everything. You know what I've done. You think you can hide, but the truth always comes back to bite you, Sharon." Sharon didn't react as Phyllis expected. She wasn't scared, she wasn't panicking. Instead, she smiled, an unusual smile, and replied, "Of course you're always here. You never left me. I did everything for you. We'll still fight together, right?" Phyllis didn't expect this reaction. Sharon was completely immersed in her illusion. She doesn't fear Cameron, but rather sees him as an ally. Phyllis's plan is falling apart. She realizes that Sharon is more haunted by her vision of Cameron than she thought, and that could make getting a confession from Sharon more complicated than ever. Phyllis had to quickly change tactics. Instead of trying to force Sharon to confess, she had to buy time, trying to get more information out of Sharon while she was losing control. "What did you do to keep everything under control, Sharon? Did you think you could fool the whole world? But you can't fool me." Sharon mumbled incoherent answers, talking about Cameron, about the things she did to protect Faith, but there was no clear confession about Heather or Daniel. Phyllis was getting more and more frustrated. She didn't know how much longer she could drag this conversation out before Sharon came to her senses and realized her deception. Sharon wouldn't easily escape the clutches of the law. Before Sharon could realize the truth, Faith and Lucy came down from upstairs, breaking the tense space between Phyllis and Sharon. Phyllis was forced to retreat, unable to achieve her goal. But this confrontation is just the first step in Phyllis's larger plan. She's gotten close to Sharon, she's seen the turmoil in Sharon's mind, and she knows it's going to take more than that to get Sharon to tell the whole truth. Sharon's still hiding a lot, and Phyllis knows she has to up her game if she wants to save Daniel from a wrongful conviction. Subscribe to Yonder for the latest updates on our channel.